isosceles triangle. Again, these are isosceles trapezoids, not triangles. So these are some properties here. First of all, if you have an isosceles trapezoid, then each pair of base angles are congruent. So B and C will be congruent, and A and D are congruent. We're not saying that these two angles C and D are congruent. We're saying that the base angles match up with the. We have a trapezoid with one pair of congruent base angles, then the trapezoid is isosceles. Alright, so here we know that it's parallel. These are parallel, so that's a trapezoid. So this one pair of base angles is congruent. Therefore, this is a isosceles trapezoid. Also, a trapezoid is isosceles if and only if the diagonals are congruent. So if you've got a trapezoid where the diagonals are congruent, then it is considered to be an isosceles trapezoid. We can use some of these then. Here, if we're to find the measure of angle A, well, let's take a look at this. This is an isosceles trapezoid, so if angle C is 100 degrees, angle D is also 100 degrees. Think about the fact that these two angles right here are supplementary, so angle A must be 80 degrees. So the measure of angle A equals 80 degrees. These are parallel lines, these are consecutive angles, therefore they're supplementary. Down here, if KB is 21.9, this side, and MF, that whole side, is 32.7, then we're to find FB. Well, we do know that from M to B would also be 21.9, so for the remaining part of that, FB, like Facebook, would be 32.7 minus 21.9. And if we subtract that, we will get 10.6. Okay? And that will be 10.6 meters. I hope you're writing meter than I am. Okay? So here, if we're finding a measure of angle F, and we know that this angle is 49 degrees, well, if this is 49 degrees, that means this angle is 131 degrees. If this is 131 degrees, that means this angle is 131 degrees. Therefore, the measure of angle F is 131 degrees. All right. Now, again, we have the value of A, so we're supposed to find A, so that, let me change colors here, getting bored with red, or blue, so that PQRS is isosceles. Well, in order for this to be isosceles, what has to be true is these two angles would have to be congruent to each other. So I'm going to set this equation up, and in order to solve this equation, instead of an a squared here and an a squared here, let's take this a squared over here. So I get 1a squared minus 54 equals 27. I'm going to add that 54 to both sides. So I get 81 for a squared. Therefore, a is the square root of 81, which is 9. So the value of a that will make that isosceles will be 9. And actually, since we are taking the square root of that, not only could a be 9, it could be negative 9. Okay, a simply represents a numeric value. Well, that numeric value could be either 9 or negative 9. Here, again, we're to find the value of x so that ABCD is isosceles. So we know that AD is 12x minus 11. BC is 9x minus 2. What do you think we'd do here? Very good. Set them equal to each other. So you've got 12x minus 11 equals 9x minus 2. I'm going to subtract that 9x from both sides. I'm going to add the 11 to both sides to get 3x equals 9, and x is 3. Finally, we want to talk about what's called the mid-segment of a trapezoid. And a long time ago in a galaxy far away, we talked about the mid-segment of a triangle. You'll find that it's very similar here. The mid-segment of a trapezoid is parallel to each base. Now, here's your trapezoid ABCD. The mid-segment is that segment's right in the middle. Go figure. But what we know is it's parallel to each of the bases, so this is parallel with those other two bases. And you can almost look at this as a formula. The measure of that mid-segment is half of the sum of the lengths of the bases. So if you know BC and AD, you add those, take half of that sum, that finds the measure of that mid-segment. So here we have this trapezoid ABCD. This base is 13.5, this base is 8. We need to find EF. So what I'm going to do is take half of 13.5 plus 8, which is 21.5. So if I take half of 21.5, that would give me 10.75. Okay. Now here, a little bit different. You could set up a formula here, but if you notice here, since it's halfway through there, okay, it's half the distance of the sum of these two. You could say that this is 13.5, then that goes to 10.75. This goes to 8. The difference among those three is the same. So what I'm saying here is to go from 25 to 16 and a half. There's a difference there of 8.5. So to go from XY to EH, there's going to be another difference of 8.5. So I'm going to subtract 8.5 here to get 8. So the measure of EH is actually 8. That's all I have for you. Hope you enjoy your day. Sorry for that scary little big homework there for a second, but I think you'll be okay. I will see you tomorrow in class, if not sooner. Have a great day.